The name Vatican City was first used in the Lateran Treaty, signed on the 11th of February 1929, which established the modern city-state named after Vatican Hill, the geographic location of the state within the city of Rome. Vatican is derived from the name of an Etruscan settlement, Vatica or Vaticum, located in the general area the Romans called Ager Vaticanus, Vatican territory. But do you know there was a god named as Vaticanus? Vatican, God, that ruled, from whom the beginnings of the human voice arose, since when children are born and emit their first voice, which is the first syllable in the word, Vatican. Therefore it is said to cry, expressing with the word the sound of the newborn's voice. In few words, Vatican was the god of the newborn babies, where va, the first syllable of the word Vatican, represents the wa sound of newborns when crying.
Marcus Terentius Varro, 116–27 BC, was a Roman polymath and a prolific author. He is regarded as ancient Rome's greatest scholar, and was described by Petrarch as the third great light of Rome, after Virgil and Cicero. He is sometimes called Varro Rheatinus, Varro of Rieti, to distinguish him from his younger contemporary Varro Aticinus. What scholars have usually told us is that Vatican derives from vate, which is a Latin word that means prophet or fortune teller. But why hiding an ancient god's name? And why the name of St. Peter's City, which is Vatican, did not change its name for a non-pagan name? Here in this video, we will demonstrate you that interpreting the name Vatican according to Varro, or interpreting its name according an Etruscan place where future was foretold, are two connected explanations. And the connection between them is that both are a reference to the Roman god Jupiter, most known as the Greek god Zeus. The book Proceedings of the Society of Biblical Archaeology mentions something interesting about the Deus Vaticanus. In either case, Vaticanus would be formed by pharai, the simplest root expressing speech, and may fairly be compared with the Greek Zeus Panomphæus. Panomphæus, predictor of everything. Nickname of Zeus, because he was honored and revered by the whole world, or because he was worshipped by all nations, and to each one he gave oracles about him in his own language. But above all because he considered him the author of all divinations, having in his possession the books of destiny, whose secrets he revealed or failed to reveal to his prophets, as he pleased. The other prophetic gods, such as Apollo, Calchas or Tiresias, were considered to be authorized by Zeus. Panomphæus, a surname of Jupiter, either because he was worshipped by every nation on earth, or because he heard the prayers and the supplications which were addressed to him, or because the rest of the gods derived from him the knowledge of futurity. Quoting Ovid Metamorphosis and Homer Iliad. If you paid attention to our video, you would have noticed one of the main sources that identified Vaticanus with a pagan god. We are not talking of the Roman Varro, or about the guys from the British Archaeological Society. We are referring to St. Augustine. Well, St. Augustine quotes Varro indeed. To what gods do the Romans attribute the rise and preservation of their empire, being thus that it seemed good to them to put a specific god in charge of just everything? Let us now ask, if you please, among such a large group of divinities honored by the Romans, to which of them they attribute the size and longevity of their empire? I suppose that in a work so glorious and of such dignity they would not dare to grant any part to the goddess Cloacina, nor to Volupia, whose name is related to voluptuousness, nor to Lubentina, a name derived from libido, nor to the Vatican god, in charge of presiding over the cries of babies, nor to Cunina, who takes care of her cribs. In short, how is it going to be possible, in a single passage of this work, to mention all the names of gods and goddesses that they, in thick volumes, have barely been able to cover, pointing out to each one their specific function in a specific area? So, why keeping the name of a pagan god for the city that is supposed to be the head of a church? Deeper changes must be done from within the church. Well, In all religions indeed. We here are just doing some investigation of knowledge that even past authors such as St. Augustine already knew. We are just 5 Catholics guys from a South American country, Ecuador, that enjoy reading, so we cannot change anything, but only let people know.